Thank you, sir, Mr. Praveen. My honor and my pleasure to be here. All of you, of the members and clients of the BCCI. We have a long cooperation between our two organizations in Mumbai. Yes. Okay, today we are going to, I'm not an expert for Thailand or any particular subject, but I would like to share my view, my information as much as possible for all of you. And if you have any question or inquiries, just email to us at our Mumbai office in Nariman Point, just nearby. Yes. Let me start with my slide. Could I share my slide, please? Could you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay. So today we are going to have some idea, some refresh, some information about Thailand. I think many of you have been in Thailand, especially in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Pattaya, Phuket. I think you have many experiences. This is Bangkok, and what we are going to see is the sun rising. I think sun rising after a sunset, a sunrise, and after the COVID, that we are going to recover and revive our business after a long 2 years of COVID. Our hope that is going to be on soon. It's Bangkok and it is Mumbai. The first subject that we are going to talk, there are only two topics that I'm going to share with you. First is Thailand is one of the gateway into Indo-China region, not only Thailand but also our neighboring countries, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam, Cambodia, or CLMVT, the continental mainland ASEAN, and also can be linked to the archipelago or the islands of ASEAN. So the mainland ASEAN, Thailand can be one of your gateway for your business. Apart from your tourism, traveling, you can do business. Okay. First, I would like to give you some overview of Thailand. Thailand is just one of your states. Quite small. We have only 70 million people. Around 50 people are middle class, and however, we could link to our neighboring countries through our road link railway and have the airlines as well. So we can link to us a consumer around 250 in our mainland Indo-China region. So it is one of the basic information, and the GDP is around 500 billion. And last year, yes, our GDP is a little bit go down because of the COVID. But I would like to stress that our export is still going on, especially with India. 40% growth is going on our trade relationship. And in next year, I think by India, GDP will be around 2 to 5% growth. Our basic exporting products is, of course, the agricultural products and agro-processing products. We are number one of canned tuna, canned pineapple, sweet corn, coconut milk, cassava, durian. Many of you may know about this rice, we become the second one, now maybe the third one from Vietnam and India. Sugar, so we are competitors actually about the sugarcane. And also the chicken, shrimp, we are one of the leading countries, also competitor with India. But many of products we can be collaborative partner like a supply chain client, For example, the processing the food, tech sector, and many others like bio packaging, biomaterials, healthcare, pharmaceuticals, in some aspect, hospitality services. This can be a complementary sectors that we can collaborate with Thailand, India, and partners apart from our competition. And the top 10 Thai exporting products is we are competing in the sector of automotive and part of the part, computer part, jewelry, and gold, silver. Yes, we can collaborate in terms of supply chain as well. Right? India is leading in terms of diamond. Thailand is a leading country for so Cambodia as well. So we can exchange some our strengths complementary to each other. Apart from the rubber product, yes, in Southern India you have many rubber for processing products, but in this coming years, I think Thailand can share some of our products and also investment in India. Oil, especially palm oil, to some extent in particular period of the year, you need our palm oil to reduce the price in India or to supplies to moderate the price. Plastic, machinery and parts, chemical products, biochemical products, jewelry, air conditioning, artificial. So this is exporting products that Thailand and they are quite specialized, and in to some extent India still ends with Thailand. I mean, India is still importing these products from Thailand, even though you are trying to reduce reliance from outside, especially China. But to some extent, we can be in these coming years, 2, 3, 4 years, we can be a supply chain with each other. Okay, this is the basic information that I'd like to share. The second one is why India should focus on our partners to be gateway to CLMT region. There are many competitiveness ranking that we could study and we could have a review, and we can have comparison with ASEAN, our podcast, Asia ranking. I will not going deeper into this slide. Let's see in our weakness. One of the weakness is the distribution of wealth. Thailand is one of the most, the most. We have many, quite a large difference in the region, and this is one of the agenda that the Thai government trying to solve the problem. Even India, we have much higher difference, higher than India. The most richest and the most poorest, very much. So inclusiveness of people from agricultural sector is one of the key policy that we are going to set in our trade policy. And it is in Thai, but I have translated some keywords here. It is released from our government last 2 weeks about our vision into the next 5 years. 5 years. The next 5 years, we are going to focus on one of the agenda is distribution of the wealth. So we are trying to invite foreign partner, for example, India, to come to Thailand to invest in Thailand and to export Thailand. Not only back to India, but also to global market. So we're trying to diversify the region, not only focus only on some provinces, but trying to build opportunities to agricultural specialized area in different parts of the country. The second one is the innovation-based products, innovation-driven enterprise. We are trying to not only build our own innovative entrepreneurs, but also attracting some collaboration with Indian people or Asian people, young Indians, young chambers, that they could share some innovative idea and business together. So it's open business, it's open innovation, not only rely on our own innovation, but open to share with others, more interactive and lead to more innovation. And the third priority in our trade economic policy is green products. We're quite familiar with the BCG, bio, circular, and green products. These are the direction that Thailand is going to next 5-10 years. First one is green, second one is inclusive, third one is innovative. So these are the key that we are going to focus, and our trade policy, our incentive, our support for foreign partners in terms of trade or in terms of investment will be placed importance on these three aspects of the strategy. Many of you may know about the Industry 4.0 or the fourth industrial revolution that we are going to. So this is one of the concepts that Thailand tried from this coming year. So we are trying to put place much more important on biological or biotech products that India and Thailand could share innovation and opportunities for the agricultural people to be the supply chain of biotech. Many products, for example, the biomaterials, alternative materials, bio medical, biopharmaceutical, plant-based foods, organic food is non-chemical but more biologically based food, and biofuel not so much in export. Part of that is bio waste management and the solution for waste management. One of the sectors that we could also share with Indian partners. So these are the aspects that we are going to highlight in our coming years. So it is the sector that we are going to open for foreign partners, exchange trade, or exchange investment, transfer, and I could highlight healthcare, biotech, green products. That would be the common area that we could share win-win situation between our countries. And our agricultural communities could be a part of the supply chain as well. So next, let's see what are the sectors that we could expand our trade. based on that strategies and vision of the green bio innovation and agricultural agro-processing. It is the ranking of the importing products from India and from Thailand to India, from Thailand to India in January to September. You can see that there are many products that this is manufacturing sectors, quite heavy industries, and the large company, multinational company, they are having benefits from export and import. SME, especially this SS and micro enterprise, they are not very much benefit from this growth of trade. For example, nuclear reactor, we have growth of 44%. Electrical machinery, chemicals, vehicle and parts, railways, tramway, copper, article, iron, steel, aluminum, minerals, mining, and many others are those of the large enterprise or the multinational enterprise. So I would encourage members of the BCCI and Indian partners to consider and encourage members to do business in more bio-based or agro-processing products and healthcare products. So they could link to supply chains in rural areas. First one is plastic. India is one of the leading multi-chemical producer in plastic. But for Thailand, I think you could export some of to import or invest in Thailand and export back to global market on for the bioplastic or biomaterials. Both quite high. Second one is rubber and rubber products. Yes, in the southern part, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, many parts, Northeast India, they are growing rubber now for 5 years. Next coming years, will be more self-reliant and will be under the policy of Amata, Attamanipa, self-reliance. But in the next 2-3 years, 4-5 years, I think rubber products from Thailand will be beneficial for the consumer in India. Not only consumer, but also some exchange of technology or investment. Some Thai companies have been investing in rubber sector in Gujarat. One company in Mumbai, we have finished products of rubber, and I think there will be more company investing in rubber factory in India, so we could transfer expertise and experience of rubber product from Thailand to after 2. And the next one is paperboard. Many of you who know about the biodegradable packaging that we are going to increase your production, manufacturing, and paperboard. You have to from China, from European Union, so the best paper. So I think this paper fabric is one of the areas that import or invest in Thailand and export back to India or any other Eastern Asian countries. The next one. The next one is furniture. Yes, now Indian government already introduced impose many measures in terms of tariff and non-tariff tools to reduce imports from outside, to try to increase production in domestic production, so as to create jobs for Indian people after COVID, which is very good idea, very good initiative. I admire your Indian government, and also try to deliver this experience to our Thai government as well. That after COVID, Indian government has been already active in create jobs through many measures to limit import from outside. But to some extent, I think India still need supply chain partners from outside, especially for the high-end product. Thailand would be that trust partner for you, and trust online partners for that particular segment of the market. Not the finished good that will not create any jobs, but the intermediate component or parts of furniture for the high-end, for the upmarket. Thailand could be the supply chain for India. Not only India, but also you could extend to the Middle East as well, because many Indian traders already settled in the Middle East. So could be one of the supply chain in the downstream. The next one is glass and glassware and ceramic as well. Ceramic. India is one of the leading of the ceramic, but Thailand we have some special design, skill in design, craftsmanship. So we could be one of the partners to for the tableware, kitchenware, some particular segment of the wood and yes, the rubber wood, footwear, increasing 60%. These are also the spa products for the beauty sectors. Also, you have a Ayurvedic product. But Thailand, some products could be complementary. These are the opportunities that I think is growing. Many of them are growing to fulfill Indian middle class and growing second tier cities in many parts of India. So Thailand, I could highlight in short that Thailand could be the supply chain alliance for Indian products in some particular segment of consumer. So we could be the complementary partners to each other. India could import some intermediate goods from our region, our neighboring countries, and then produce further for your own domestic consumption or export from India. I think we share the same strategy of the Made in India, export to India, create jobs. And also you can import some of the products from the trust partner from Thailand. Trust partner that we will discuss further now could be identified. But I think Indian government, especially, is quite concerned about the investment of Chinese company in Indo-China region. You can see, you can check how this company invest by whom to clarify this concern. The next, the number 40 to the 60, there are many sectors that SME, SPCS, and SS or micro could participate in this trading opportunities. For example, food ingredients, ceramic products, beverage, of course, alcohol, non-alcohol, food product, exotic food product apart from your specialized mango. Mango also interesting for some for gifts, for special offering like many of you have been have tried Thai food and even durian ice cream or durian dry durian or fried durian you mix with your milk and chocolate cocoa for example to become a new products for domestic consumption on the Middle East people. So it is seen as a supply chain between us, not competitors. Think in some particular segment of people. Apparel, yes, clothing and fabric. India is number one, big number for the textile. Gujarat, for example. But in some particular component of the textile, Thailand is quite specialized. We have partners. Toy is using because of the measures from the government. It's okay. We understand why the importance of the self-reliance policy. Fertilizer from the chemical, and from Thailand you could find some bio-based fertilizer that you can export to support your organic India. These are the top 60 commodities or products that I think would be beneficial for us to consider opportunity to import from Thailand or invest or have or investment joint venture in Thailand. This is for Thai exporters. I will not focus on this. It is the product that Thailand can export to India. Okay. The next one is challenges. Even though we have opportunities, many sectors that we have seen, SME or small or micro startups, to have collaboration with Thailand. There are still so many measures that try to protect Indian production, Indian producer in India, which is good. I think it's good, but it is also the challenge that importer and investor have to overcome. For example, tariff. There are some tariff barriers that our government have to impose to moderate to balance import and domestic production. And many political groups, many agricultural products political based commodity, and the non-tariff barriers like BIS standards, for example, for toy. And there are many documentation that exporters have to prepare for importers before importing and go through the customs in India. It will be much more burden for them to declare the 40% of the local contents under the condition of the free trade agreement. For example, we have Thailand and India free trade agreement. We have ASEAN India free trade agreement that facilitate and reduce our tax tariff, but we have to prepare more than in the past. These are challenges that we have to be aware. I think many of you are aware very much. So I think for the practical step that our trading relationship could be enhanced based on the concept of supply chain partnership between us. I think we have to check For many of you that just start business, or many of you already started with business, have to check the current tariff rate and measures the technical barrier to trade, the sanitary and phytosanitary measures that just imposed by our Indian government, because nowadays the government have to protect and to keep job position within the country. So it's understandable, but we have to be updated with this. So I encourage all of you to visit this website under the Ministry of Commerce of India, Indian Trade Portal, if you may know already, and to check the tariff and non-tariff issues under your interested products. So you have to go to that SS code of your products first. First step is to check this one, if possible for you to do business under this condition. The next one is to check Thai partner in Thailand. You can visit this website. This is Ministry of Commerce, Government of Thailand. This is government's website. Go to, it is a registration in Thai. Registration first, you will get login and username. From here, you can find exporter, importer in Thailand. You can find by yourself. You can choose Indian, English language here. It is the Ministry of Commerce of Thailand. From here, you can identify the existing exporter or importer for your interested products. The list of the exporter or importer, in particular specific SS code, will be shown in the result, and you find the telephone number. But unfortunately, the system is not yet developed to have the email number, email address. And many of the information are still in Thai, but at least you could find the company name. The company name in Thai language, you can copy and paste to find the contact information through Google afterwards. And you can call them. So this is one of the access for the current existing exporter, importer, that they already working with Indian people and they could extend work with you. Another channel that you could find trading partner in terms of exporter or importer in Thailand is thaitrade.com. It's also under the Ministry of Commerce, where I'm looking for. Thaitrade.com is under the Ministry of Commerce, and in particular is Department of International Trade Promotion, DIT. Many of you may know about this. Thaitrade.com, there will be categories of products that you could choose and find verify companies, existing company in Thailand, but they may not, and they may have been engaged or have business with Indian partner yet, but in the future they may work with you. But in this database, it's from custom database, you could find the exporter, importer that they are currently exporting or importing from India to India. But from this website, it is the database, general database of the producer, verified producer, but they may not work with Indian. The third one is also from the Ministry of Commerce database, thaitradefair.com, thaitradefair.com, exporter list. This is also the database of the Thai exhibitors that already have been checked their existence, their authenticity or credibility in a certain level. So it's quite safe for you to engage with. So this is for food, textile, many sectors are there. So you could find partners here. No need to wait or no need to Google it randomly or to find it in the Chinese website, which is quite risky. So go directly to the ministry website, these three websites, to find a right person to working with in terms of export, import, or joint venture. And after you got the name of companies, please come to this website, which is the must that you have to do. Is go to the data warehouse.dbb.go.th. It is a data warehouse of the Ministry of Commerce, Thailand. The particular department is Department of Business Development, DBD. It is like the MCA of Indian government, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, that you can check company name and authenticity, the existing financial report that they have given for many years. For example, the financial status, to some extent, you could check from this website. So don't forget this page. If you forget any page, today just remember this one page. Very important. Is DBD, Department of Business Development, Data Warehouse. You come to this website and then type this, follow this code, then enter. You will come to this page and you choose English here, and then write the name of the company that you got. Okay, so what you will get is the juristic person information. Is about the registration numbers, which is very important. You have to get this registration number before you talking to them. You will see the name of the shareholders, and in some cases, they also give their telephone number. Second one, you will see their financial status, how many years they have given their financial report. I mean the yearly report of them. And the third one, which is important, is foreign investment in this company. How many percent of the Chinese shareholders within this company? So you can check this. So I think it's very important. So you could check the authenticity and credibility basically from this website. And of course, you have to ask them about their registration number, their export import code. Maybe at first you have to give them first about your own registration number and IE code, and ask them for exchange of this information. So they have to exchange their information. It is the first step. Otherwise, there would be there have been so many cases that come to my office in Mumbai to solve this credibility and the fraudulent case, and they cheat each other. And you know, many of the cases happened because they just trust Thai partners that Thai would be a good or trust person. So they start business and transfer advance money to importer or exporter in Thailand, and the problem arises. And since the problem arises, I have to say that we never solve any conflict between them. Never ever. So it's quite a big problem, and fortunately I personally come to know BCCI because BTCI has a good solution for their members. It is conflict resolution service. Have to contact BTCI. Okay, let me come to the second part of the presentation. The first one is about opportunities. We identify some area of the opportunities that we could step into or expand into or enhance existing of your business into. But of course, risk we have to check the background, the financial status, and of course, I think I would recommend you to use the LC, the letter of credit, and also the export insurance before you are going to start with anybody in the world, especially in this post-COVID world. We don't know who are still alive or not, or they are just a zombie companies. I mean, even themselves, they don't know themselves that they have died already because of the downturn from the COVID. So nobody knows about the future under this context of COVID. So it is better during these coming years to have export insurance scheme before you are going to sell or buy from Thailand or any country. And I would say it's possible. Please adopt these measures. The next one is support and incentive support for doing business with India. When we say Thailand, and with Thailand, when we say Thailand, it's not only Thailand, but our neighboring countries, CRMVT. For Thailand, it's just again, that's Mumbai or Chennai or Calcutta. Thailand is just a state entering to our neighboring countries. So it is a family of in this Indo-China. Okay, let's move. Now it's almost coming. I would like to highlight the first one, the first support that I would like to highlight is the free trade agreement or FTA. We have two agreements. The first one is Thai-India TIFTA, and the second one is ASEAN FTA. Last year, the value of export offered by under this FTA is around 700 million US, but the proportion of the utilization under this FTA is just 40%. So I encourage you to study about the products under this FTA and utilize the key products that have been utilized. This FTA is AC is air conditioner, polycarbonate, refrigerator, freezer, polyamide, epoxy resin, so chemical and plastic products are using this FTA. So please, I encourage you to use this support. The second one is ASEAN India is quite large. There are many products under this, around 5,000 products under this FTA. But for TI FTA is only around 83 products. Early harvest products only. But for ASEAN India, more than 5,000 products items in this FTA. And the rate of the utilization is around 52%, around 50-60%. The key products that using this FTA is copper, vinyl chloride, polymer, vinyl chloride, halogen, and the air condition air conditioner part, AC part, for example. So these are the key products that using this support. So the first one, I would encourage you to review this FTA, and the website that I used to use to search for products that I'm using this is the tradeportal.in. This one. So you can check through this one as well. And put your SS code into this box, and you can check that is there any FTA with Thailand or not, ASEAN, India, Thai, Indian trade portal. The next possible way to work with Thailand is to have a joint venture with Thai companies that already invest. There are many Thai companies that already, so you can learn with them later. The third one, apart from trading, apart from in India, I encourage you to go for tourism in India first, and then to find opportunities to invest in India. To invest in Thailand, and then export back to India, Middle East, and other parts of Thailand using FTA that Thailand already signed with other partners in the world. So it is beneficial for your JV companies in Thailand to manufacture and then expand opportunity to other markets that Thailand have FTA with. You may import some product from India and then produce further in Thailand. Export to India is also possible. It is the general incentive that I got information from our colleague. Is BOI is not Bank of India, is Board of Investment. For Thailand is Board of Investment. Is a board for considering incentive for investor. It's like Invest India agency. So it is the details that you could go through later. The second one, this is a basic incentive. Second one is merit-based incentive. So it's the incentive based on contribution that your company could create for local people in Thailand, local capabilities, competitiveness in Thailand. For example, if you invest in the R&D, for example, or work with sci parks in Thailand, we have around 13 sci parks in different provinces in Thailand. So you could go to meet them, talk to their members, ask for the members of this sci parks, and collaborate with them, for example. So you could get special offers for this. And it is innovation based. If you work with sci-fi entrepreneurs, it is innovation based. It is bio green based. So it is our strategic focus strategy. So it is will be more supported and incentivized if you working on this. It is a special offer that we could go through it later. For example, if you go for the 14 this target business, it will be more when we invest. Let me go through it quickly. 5 minutes left. The super cluster or the cluster or industrial sector that we are going to focus is the eco-friendly chemical plastic cluster. Of course, I think this is one of the sector that India is going to developing capabilities as well. But in this coming years, I think to keep your existence in the market, I think supply chain partner could be necessary and could be one of the options. The green chemical, bioplastic, biochemical, food innopolis. There are many food innopolis inside park that we have mentioned. They attach with the university different part of the country. So you could have the innovative food, plant-based food, or supplementary food, or some specific medical superfood. Third one is EV robotic. Sorry, automation and robotic cluster, and the medical hub, medical services. Of course, India is one of the leaders of the medical device manufacturer, pharmaceutical producers, API producer that we are going to develop. But in some particular segment of the market, medical services from India to Thailand, you could invest in Thailand with Thai partner to develop service business, take care of the people, elderly people in purchasing power to go to Thailand for not only the medical, also tourism or wedding, anything that can be mixed. So this is the sector that I would highlight to not only trade, but also invest in Thailand and trade with other partners in the world. Automation and robotic, for example, we go through it later. Eco-friendly, green, the bio-circular green sector, which is the geographical location that more suitable for this segment. Sectors, biochemical, bioplastic. It is tax incentive for this sector. Bio-based also. It is the corporate income tax exemption if you invest in a biotech-based sectors, that products that use the innovation in biotechnology. If you, I think one of the gateway to access innovation-based or startup company in Thailand is SciPath entrepreneurs, and Food Innopolis Park, Food Innopolis. Then they will have many members inside, so you could contact them, or you can contact me. I will connect you with them. The custom, the corporate income tax exemption for this medical industry, paper industry as well, and some. Apart from the manufacturing sector, the international headquarters is one of the sector that Thailand tries to encourage investment for sourcing goods, for sourcing exotic foods, for example, for technical or business setup. I have seen in our chat box, some of you are business service companies who could settle there in Thailand and help Indian partners to go further in CRBT region. A special tax for this international headquarters set up. It's the details of the tax rate that you could go through it by your own side tax. It's incentive support in terms of visa for particular sectors like automation, biomedical hub, for example, environmental management solutions that support our strategic focus sectors to get some support for this 5 group of expats. So this is all that I could share. Sorry that now already 4 o'clock.